Welcome Aries to your monthly reading for the month of October. Let's get started. Okay Aries, these are your cards for the month of October. So we start off with the Angel Wisdom Tarot, and that is the overall energy for the month. So that's interesting to see how that ties in with your 3-monthly forecast. Then we have the Universal Rider-Waite Tarot, which is the breakdown of each week of the month, or the likelihood of how the energies might flow through the month. Then we have the Spirit Animal Oracle, just for additional information and insight, and we also have the Messenger Oracle for the same. So just to give us a little bit more, just a few more messages to tie it all together. Okay Aries, let's get started. So you have the Queen of Cups, and the card says loving, compassionate, psychic, self-sacrificing, deep psychic insights, caring for others but forgetting to care for yourself. Trust your intuition, a deep love of family and friends. Follow your heart. Now this is very interesting Aries. If you've already watched your 3 months forecast, so the forecast for October, November and December, the overall or the Angel Wisdom Tarot for that, for October, was the King of Cups. You now have the Queen of Cups. So I find that really, really interesting, because it can work one of two ways. So the King of Cups is very much understanding your emotions, using them to push things out into the world. So it's the doing. So it's understanding your emotions in a way that you can understand how to get things done. So if you're feeling really excited, that's the energy you're going to be pushing out into the world. But it also makes you understand that when we are excited, it means we're driven. It means it's something that really ignites something in us. So then we know whatever we're pushing out into the world, whatever we're doing, feels good. It drives us. Excuse me, Aries, I've got a bit of a croaky voice this morning. And that can be, dread or whatever other emotion we have. So our emotions guide us into how we're feeling, and also into what we're doing. Is there fear? Is there apprehension? Well, that can be one because we're heading in the wrong direction, but it can also be because we're stepping out of our comfort zone. So with the King of Cups, our emotions enable us to see how what we're doing in the world impacts us. It gives us guidance. The Queen of Cups in this reading, I feel that her emotions are showing her what to receive. So same thing as the King, but in a more receiving, in a being kind of way. So she might be sitting there and feeling excitement for the new adventure ahead, and maybe apprehension or whatever it can be. Apply the energies to how they fit in your life, Aries. But they guide her into knowing how she is in a receiving energy. You know, she feels blocked. She might be trying to control. Like, your emotions guide you. They show you where you're at. So I find it very interesting, Aries, with both of these energies for your October month. I really feel that you're going to be balancing the two. Or Spirit is asking you, Aries, please look at what you're doing and how you're being, because there's a sense of bringing that back into balance. So there might be emotions that bring you back to the Queen of Cups, of really looking at, okay, what do I need to receive? What energy do I need to be in? So it brings you away from the doing, from the very external energy of pushing things out into the world. Very much brings you back to inside yourself. And then you'll go into the King of Cups, where you've probably received. You've probably looked at your emotions and understood them, and then you know how to get back out into the world, how to get back out into the doing. So there's this real balance, and I really love that, because I'm going to jump ahead to these two oracles. So we have the Scarab Beetle Spirit with magic works through you, and we have need and necessity. Now, magic works through us if we are again in this energy of receiving and giving. If we are not in an energy of receiving, the magic can't come to us, so then we don't have it to give forth. If we are in the energy of receiving, but we're blocked to give, well, the magic comes to us, but then we don't do anything with it. So then that's stifled. And there's no balance. And with the need and necessity, that again, you've got the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang. And I love, you know, day and night. And I love that energy of sometimes we think we need things, sometimes we want them. So there's this need and want. Sometimes it's a necessity, and we might see it as a block. We might see it as in, how am I trying to explain this, Spirit? Oh, thank you. So the necessity is, we need to move, we need to change something, but we might see it as in, no, that must be a block in the road that shows me I'm on the wrong path. So it's these polarities, really. It's the being in the energy of doing and being in the energy of receiving and giving, being in the energy of our needs and our wants versus our needs versus our wants. And one is not above the other. Our wants guide us to our needs. The necessities of life show us where we might be lacking. Oh, thank you. That's exactly the way of putting it. Show us where we might be lacking. Our necessity might be to earn more money, to bring more love into our life, to share more. And we might think, oh, I don't have the money, so I can't do that. But we block that path instead of saying, let me put myself in a receiving energy. Let's see what comes to me that fulfills that necessity. Have a look as well. Is the necessity coming from a need, or is it coming from a want? And what does that mean? It makes us dig deeper, and it makes us realize there's no right or wrong, Aries. And I think this is, I just got real tingles as I said that. And I get really, like, I feel excited, and that's when I know I've hit a message really, like, it's profound, and it's something that Spirit really wants you to understand. There's this sense for October, excuse me, of coming into the understanding that there's no right or wrong. There's no rhyme or reason. There's both. Something is not all wrong. Something is not all right. And we get both so that we can see where we're being guided. We say we shouldn't want things. And if we look at it very superficially, yes, they can put us into an energy of longing and wanting and desiring. And so there's this always this, not being able to be happy until that is fulfilled. But what if we were able to look at that longing or that wanting and just simply use it for the fact that, okay, why am I wanting that so much? Already we can start by looking at it in that direction. Do I want this because it's going to make me look good to others? Do I want this so that I can say to others, see, oh, you had doubts and now look at me? Is it that's very ego driven? Again, that in itself is not bad. Look deeper. What is that trying to show you? Are you seeking approval from others? Do you feel not valued, and therefore you're always trying to push things out into the world to show your value, to prove your value? That's a value in itself, to know that, to understand that. It could also be wanting something shows you, Aries, where you're not aligned or where you're no longer aligned. What needs to shift in your world? Now, if you remember in your 3-month reading in October, you got freedom and you got adventure. Now, the adventure was the numerology card, and that was number 55. That's the double 5 card. And the 5 is change, adventure, risk, new opportunities. Like, it's that leap of faith. And the double 5 turns into the 10, which the 10 in tarot is the completion of something. In numerology, the 10 goes to a 1, which is the new beginnings. So I feel October is really going to highlight for you, Aries, what you want, what direction you want to go in, where you're not happy, where there's no balance. So interesting. So interesting. So then we have week 1, which is the Page of Cups. So this is week 1, or this is the initial energy that might come about. So again, this is just additional insight, so we can see how things are likely to play out, just to give you a little bit more of a timeline. Now, the Page of Cups, the pages for me are the potential. it's the very beginning of something. The pages to me are also, I really feel like that's the card that comes after the Ace of Cups or the Aces, because I feel when the page shows up, it's you've accepted the Ace from the universe, because the Aces are very much receiving. It's a gift from the universe. It's an opportunity that's given to you, but the universe has lined it up for you. But then you have to do something with it. So the Page of Cups for me has accepted the Ace of Cups, and now you're looking at it and, you know, excuse me, Aries, I'm really sorry. And the Page of Cups is now the possibility, the new beginning. Okay, I can see this opportunity. I can see this gift that's been handed to me. Now the cup is fulfillment. It guides you to fulfillment. It's emotion based. And it's, okay, what steps can I take? It's the very beginning, the planning, the visualizing, setting your intentions. Can you feel, can you see yourself? But it's at the very, very beginning. It will involve learning. It will involve growing, changing. And I love the Page of Cups here with the fish, because there's an element of surprise with the Page of Cups. You're not expecting a fish to pop out of the cup. You know, it should be filled with water or wine, or, you know, you're not expecting a fish to come out. Now, that really ties in with that adventure card you got for your 3-month reading for October, because the 5 is an element of surprise. It's change, but in a kind of surprising kind of way. You know, it's the adventure. It's embarking on something that you don't see all the steps. You've got your compass, you don't have a map. So it's very, very interesting, and it ties in so well together. I'm sorry, Aries, I don't know if some of you are starting, because when my throat creaks like that, sometimes I need to warm up. Sometimes, because we're down in winter, so it's quite a cold day, but I'm wondering, it keeps coming back, so I'm wondering if some of you are a bit blocked off. And I got this in the 3-month reading as well, and I started with you, Aries, and it seemed to clear a bit. It came back for one of the other signs, I can't remember, kind of towards the middle, maybe Virgo or Libra, it sort of came back. But I'm wondering if some of you, I actually got the word believe. So I'm wondering if it's not really that you're blocked. I'm wondering if you really just don't believe in this new journey. You've got cups. Are you maybe, because you had the King of Cups in the other reading, so that's powerful cups. I'm being drawn to ask, Aries, are you allowing your emotions to drown you? Have you gone down deep to look at them, because you're really called to that, Aries, really called to that? But have you gotten swamped by them? Are you reliving them? Because our emotions are attached to experiences, and sometimes when we go down to look at them, it makes us relive the experience. So it kind of brings everything up, and then it makes us just want to put a lid back on it and block them. The cups ask us to go down into our emotions, to understand them, not to relive them. Never does Spirit want you, your soul journey does not want you to relive an experience. You've lived through it once. Know that you don't have to do that again. And our mind traps us to relive experiences that's painful and unnecessary. Our emotions don't require us to relive the experience, though the majority of the time that's what we do. Our emotions show us where we haven't healed or let go from the experience. So look at the emotion as in, okay, every time I do my inner work and I sit quietly, I have this overwhelming dread, or I have this overwhelming guilt, or I have this overwhelming sadness or anger, or fill in the gap, Aries, however it suits you. Okay, now can you not go back to the scenario that caused that? Can you just look at it and go, okay, where does my guilt come from? Where does my resentment come from? Where does my anger come from? Not in the sense of what experience did that come from, though sometimes it can be helpful to look at that, but that can be a little bit tricky, because when we look at it, we tend to relive it. We relive the conversation, we relive the everything that goes with that scenario. But we need to look at it as in, okay, I felt abandoned, I felt this, or I felt that. How can I let go of that? Okay, do I need to put forgiveness? Do you find that when you go down into that space and you keep looking emotion after emotion after emotion, do you find that actually, do you know what, I have no emotion linked to that person anymore, but when I have that sadness, when I have that regret, when I have that guilt, when I have that anger, it's aimed at me. Do I need to forgive myself? It might purely be aimed at the other person. Do I need to forgive the other person? But they will guide you. They will guide you to let you know where the energy lies that you need to let go or you need to forgive. And generally it's one of those two things. It's letting the situation go with peace and love and acceptance and forgiveness. That's how we heal. But we have to get to that place. And also the balance of the emotions. Don't be angry at yourself because you feel resentment. Don't be discouraged with yourself or fed up with yourself because you feel sadness. Thank it. Thank the way that you feel for showing you what you need to heal. And there's healing that needs to be done, Aries, because the second week or the following energy is the Nine of Swords. And this is worry. This is inner turmoil. This is the hamster wheel mind, where you get caught on a thought and you just go round and round in circles. I really feel for you, Aries. Journaling will be a really good thing for you. Especially with emotions, and when we can excuse me, when we can drown in them. Writing them down. Sit with yourself and say, okay, what am I feeling? Write it, just a word, just write it down. and then look at them one at a time. See how they might be linked, or see how they come from different things. Because also this can be, you've accepted this new adventure. You don't have it all figured out. It's the page. It's the very beginning. It's the planning. It's the, you've not even taken a step yet. So it can be very much, you've got these emotions that one minute you're excited and, oh my gosh, I'm just going to do this, and oh, you're so driven. And the next moment you might be absolutely like, oh my gosh, what am I thinking? I can't do that. That's beyond me. That's too much. And I love how Spirit has brought us the Emperor. Now I'm going to read the Emperor and the Moon together. So you finish with 2 major arcana. Now this is the universe. This is the universe coming in. This is the universe guiding you. The minor arcana is the actions we take, for me, and the major is the actions that the universe takes. Remember, we co-create with the universe, so there's always that give and take, always that we contribute, the universe contributes. And the universe wants us to step, the Emperor is you, Aries. That's an Aries card. That's you. That's you in your true power, not ego-driven, understanding who you are, in and out, good and bad. And I love how it's with the Moon. The Moon is what's hidden. The Moon drives our emotions. The Moon is linked to Cancer, and Cancer is all about the emotions. So we have really water and fire. Again, this energy of polarities, this energy of, it takes both. It takes all of it. All this energy without emotion is hard. It's fierce. But where's the compassion? Where's the understanding? All this energy without this, the fire energy, all the water energy, this is where you get swamped. This is where there's imbalance. Bring the two together. We have leadership at its best. We have leadership with direction and drive and passion, but with compassion, understanding, kindness. It's magic. It's absolutely magic. And Aries, this is what you are embracing. This is what all the cards are saying. And you've got the otter spirit. You are never alone. This is the co-creation that I was talking about. And look, I love how they put the otters in the shape of the heart. And I've just got a very strong feeling, and those tingles again, that this is co-creating with Spirit, but this is also soul connections coming in for your Aries. Do not be afraid. I really get the feeling that it's just, you will feel like it's just you and your dreams. And it will be initially. Get them organized. Spirit is with you this whole way. And I really feel like the otter spirit is confirmation of the co-creating with Spirit. But it's also Spirit letting you know, Aries, that people are coming in to help. Could be a mentor, could be a friend, could be a new love partnership. It could be people in your life already, but that is like stepping up with you as you change. So you're changing, but they're changing, and suddenly your connection is all the more stronger, all the more authentic and real. There is so much balance in your reading, Aries, and this, I think, is the biggest message for the month of October, is that balance, because there is going to be a lot of change. You're at the beginning stage of it. You're figuring out with the monthly reading with the King of Cups. Also, the King and Queen of Cups is counterparts. So that can be a love relationship, or it can be a really, really meaningful relationship where you really connect on a really deep level. So that can be like, you know, a soul friend, you know, somebody really connected to you. But it's balance, balancing everything in your life so you can move forward. The more balanced we are, the more we can take risks, Aries. The more we're in a place of, you know, we're sure-footed. We've got both feet on the ground. We're connected to spirit. We're connected to our emotions. We're connected to the yin and the yang, the moon and the sun, all that is seen, everything that's not seen. And there's a sense of real clarity and understanding. It's the complete opposite of this energy. Oh, beautiful reading, Aries. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love and light. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.